police to calm the situation. It's been brought under control, but he joins us now. Gold, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. How are you?
Good morning, Johnny.
What exactly happened? In your own words, you have to tell us exactly what transpired.
So, Johnny Hughes, I actually arrived here some few minutes ago, okay, and just prepare myself to join you and report what's happening here also as a part of the Volta region. So I first went to the EC officials, spoke with them, asked them some few questions, how the registration was going. And mostly when border towns like this, you have a lot of people being challenged about either they are not guidance or they are underage or they are not from that constituency. I got all those figures and I was told about 420 or so people having challenge here in the whole constituency. I move on to talk to the assistant police commander, who also told me that from the beginning there were a little bit of, should I say, chaos or misunderstanding here, but they were able to manage the situation, and now they have a lot of police officers placed here. And I heard some people just jubilating outside. So I told the police commander that, sir, what's happening outside? It's like people are jubilating. He says, oh, it's the NDC and the NPP people. They have their tent placed outside.
Right.
They are just trying to warm up the place. So I quickly went.
Okay.
But before I got there, I saw some school children in a bus. I later got to know they are Aztec students from Alavanyo. And I started filming them entering into the registration center. Then these two guys started shouting, hey, stop taking shot of us. I said, oh, but they are students, they're coming to register. They said I should stop. So I have to stop. And the next minute, they invited me to meet them. Okay. I got close to them. They asked where I was. I told them where I was. And then the next thing, they said I should delete my visuals. I said, no, I cannot delete visuals. I didn't do anything wrong. Then they just called some other guys in the bush somewhere. That first they said they should bring in 2 guys. And I suspect that this thing is not going to be good for me. Instead of 2 guys, about 10 of them quickly rushed to where I was.
I see.
All surrounding me, demanding that I delete the footages. And I told them, well, I will do that under one condition.
Right.
Let's go to the police commander and explain everything to him if I've done anything wrong. If he says I should delete, I'll delete. So they are obliged actually. So I followed them to the police commander. And then right there, they were like, if I don't delete, they will slap me. And the commander said, no, they cannot do anything of that sort because I'm a professional journalist and I've identified myself to him in the first place. So they cannot touch me. So basically, Johnny, this is what just took place here some few minutes ago. Right now, I'm still in the yard. I even know how to get out from the yard and go my way.
So this was brazenly done before the police commander?
Yeah, this before the police commander. So I insisted that before I delete anything, we need to meet the police commander for the police commander to tell me what's wrong I've done. And indeed, professionally, he handled the situation where he told them they should all get out. Right now, I can see that he has placed some police officers at the entrance, some carrying gun, at the entrance, making sure that those guys do not come inside again. Meaning the police here are very efficient. They are doing their job very professionally, and I just want to commend the good job the commander did this morning. If not, I don't know what would have happened to you because if we hear them saying, if we do, we'll slap you, nobody will do anything to us.
I see. And this is in Hohoe in the Volta region?
This is in Hohoe in the Volta region.
I see. Now, you tell me, so has a commander, promised some form of security for you to exit the place because you say it's difficult for you to now to exit. You don't know how you're going to do that.
So, I was just going to the commander to tell him I need to go to my next location before the call came in. So, from here, I'm just going to meet him and ask him, how do I move out from this? Because the guys are actually not far from the registration center. They are sitting in a bush somewhere. From the beginning, the police told me they used to come inside to create troubles. And he managed to move them out from because I think this is cocoa processing company yard.
Okay.
He managed to send them out. Now he has brought in some police officers at the main gate to police the area.
Armstrong, you stay safe out there. Thank you very much for joining us on the phone line. That's our correspondent, Joseph Gold Armstrong, by the way. He's in Hohoe as we speak, and some heavily built men had asked him earlier to delete some footage that he had. Well, let's come back to Accra, go to the quarters of the Electoral Commission's office, and listen to the Electoral Commissioner, Jane Adukwem, on some claims that she had made.
The commission didn't rest on its oars, did it? I think what the commission did was to correct the figures and to inform the general public that some changes had been made within the team that were developing these data. And whilst I do not hold brief for the team, because they were relying on Coral Draw to come up with these pie charts and graphs and so on, that they were doing this manually. And so what we have done is to go back to the drawing board and use Excel.
Well, so that's the Electoral Commission waking up to smell the coffee, not to use Coral Draw, but to use Excel. The question that we ask is, how did the Electoral Commission get it wrong in the first place? And are we not paying people well enough to be able to think outside the box, not inside the box, to be able to arrive at this? And you know, a few days earlier, Dr. Bosman Asare, who's the deputy to Madam Jean Adukwemensah, had come to say that, well, the mistakes that were done were insignificant.
I recall.
And I had to ask him the question, like, look, to win an election, a presidential election in this country, is first past the post. To win a parliamentary elections in this country, no, presidential election is 50% plus one. To win a parliamentary election is first past the post. So in either case, it could be just one vote that could decide. How do you then come and say that mistakes were made, figures were misrepresented, and that it is insignificant, and then you start quoting in percentages? The same attitude that we have had when you ask about the exchange rate. You are told that, oh, it is 30% less, 20% more, this, that. But when you go to the forex bureaus, they don't quote the money in percentages. You get the point. So I don't know, but the Electoral Commission, especially under Jim Mensah and Bosman Asare with them, they organized the 2020 elections. They supervised the 2020 elections. And you saw the mess in terms of the numbers that we saw in 2020. If after 4 years we still haven't able to get things right, we are now being... because she literally collapsed the entire, IT team and reformed it, right? She brought some reforms to the Electoral Commission's play. How do you now come and tell us after you have flip-flopped on the penultimate day or the day that you were supposed to have ended the registration? Because today is an extra day.
That's
Tomorrow
right.
will be an extra day. But on the 27th, you now come and tell us that, oh, you had problems with the thing, you use Coral Draw instead of Excel, when Excel would give you anything you wanted. I don't get it.
I hope this isn't a sign of things to come, because this registration process, for me, from where I sit, has been untidy in parts. We saw what happened in the beginning with the connectivity issues. I thought, okay, fine, we can pardon the EC for those 2 days. Others were not as charitable as I am. They said you have to be prepared from the onset so that we can have confidence in the whole process. I said, fine, okay, that's something we can shelve. Sometimes connectivity issues are beyond our control, but subsequently, the reporting of the numbers, at some point we had a different code for male and female. These are errors that we should not, in my opinion, be seeing from the EC, especially at a time like this as we gear up to go to the polls. The confidence in the EC at this time should be at an all-time high. But if you test the pulse, you test the temperature amongst the citizenry, I don't think the confidence is where it needs to be as we go into such an energetic election, 2024. This is the time that we should see the EC be moving so efficiently.
Top notch.
And how it's gone, oh my goodness, Johnny, from where I sit, I don't think the EC has put its best foot forward, given the kind of year we have.
And you see, Helen, what hurts me is when the EC tries to praise itself, to say that, oh, we didn't rest on our oars when you spoke up. When we first spoke about it and raised the alarm, Bosman Asare, deputy to Jim Mensah, said the numbers were insignificant. He said that. So when you come and tell me that the mistakes that you have committed, even when I'm complaining about it and stakeholders are raising questions, and it is because the stakeholders, that's the political parties, were vigilant enough to say that we have registered 10 people in Hohoi, 20 people in Savelugu, 20 people in Nanton, 20 people in Keta, 20 people in Ododododo, 20 people in Esikado Kitan. So when we put the figures together, that's not what you are giving us. It took the vigilance of the stakeholders, the political parties, to mention that. When they did, the Electoral Commission said the mistakes were insignificant. That was the word that was used. So that it created the impression that then the political parties were being alarmists.
They are making much ado about nothing.
How then do you come back? Listen to her again. Listen to her.
the commission didn't rest on its oars, did it? I think what the commission did was to correct the figures and to inform the general public that some changes had been made within the team that were developing these data. And whilst I do not hold brief for the team, because they were relying on Coral Draw to come up with these pie charts and graphs and so on, that they were doing this manually. And so what we have done is to go back to the drawing board and use Excel.
Okay, Excel, we hear you. Now, the Electoral Commission further answered questions. Listen.
When you start an activity, you need to put your ears on the ground. You have field officers. We are monitoring the activities. And so you may be aware that initially the commission had said that there would be no need to have 2 additional days. That is because when you looked in all the data that was coming across the country, you saw a decline. And in many of the centers, you see 8 people, sometimes 4 people, and so on, going to register. There were very few centers that had a decent number of people going to the polls. So we were of the view that, the time frame set was enough. But as the days as we drew nearer to the end, you saw an increase. I think a few people who had not registered started clamoring and going to some of the centers to go register to vote. And so we felt that, well, let's provide the 2 days, not just to take care of the initial network challenges, but we all are aware that we've had some rains. And over the last week or so, there have been 2 heavy rains during the day that may have prevented, people from accessing our centers. So we are a listening commission, and we are not static, as I said. We are evolving, and as and when things happen, you change your operational plan to meet and accommodate, the exigencies of the time.
Statistics and correct ones are expected to come from the Electoral Commission. So if you're coming out with figures and later correcting them, and you're giving the space for people to punch holes in what you do, then I think that there's a need for the Commission to give some sort of assurance as to how you're churning out some of these statistics. So you wouldn't give the opportunity to people to make all sort of claims against the Commission.
The Commission didn't rest on its oars, did it? I think what the Commission did was to correct the figures and to inform the general public that some changes had been made within the team that were developing these data. And whilst I do not hold brief for the team, because they were relying on Coral Draw to come up with these pie charts and graphs and so on, that they were doing this manually. And so what we have done is to go back to the drawing board and use Excel. And so we may not have those colorful graphs, and the focus should not be on that, because the application that was being used was not able to do accurate tabulations, and so you found that people had to do, they had to do it manually. So that Coral Draw has been abandoned, and an app Excel has been applied. But again, I say this, that because we are a listening commission and we intend to build trust, you come back, you let the people know what went wrong and what has been done. And I believe that even in the last statement to correct the data on one particular slide, the commission indicated that there had been changes made and more rigorous methods were being used with the collation of data. And as I mentioned, the Coral Draw that was used originally has been set aside. And so the focus is not to have the colorful infographics, but to have the data using the right applications to do the tabulation.
Name 2 questions, no answer.
You actually can get the data and then still have somebody do the infographics for you.
You make
It's as simple as that. Yeah, you can use Excel to get the data you are looking for and have somebody do the infographics using Coral Draw. And with a good supervisor, you can get it done. It's done everywhere in the world. How does France do it? How does the US do it? How does Germany do it? The UK? How do they all do it? They don't do it because they don't do a talkathon.
Two questions.
Yeah, they don't do a talkathon, they do workathon. That's what they do. And they don't explain away everything and try and shut everybody down. That's the posture that the Electoral Commission has.
Contract.
I mean, up until today, the Electoral Commission said it wasn't me. When they talk about Santo Kofi Akpafo Likpe and Lolobi, they say it wasn't me. We were not the one. But who organizes elections in this country? Who else apart from the Electoral Commission?
That's right.
How come we sell it?
Please call us 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. If you're going to talk about Ato Forcing and Jakpa, stay within your line. Don't go into the court. Good morning.
Oh, my brother, welcome.
Thank you, Papa. Out then. Yes, sir.
Of course, not for
Mpojenyo.
Oh, okay. But I won't use it.
Who you see where's me him warranty? Yeah, number
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you,
my
thank you,
bro,
thank
my
you.
bro,
Thank
on
you.
the one. On the one.
Thank you.
But I think we don't want you don't want us to talk about the court issue.
No,
But can we talk about the tip?
I bet to make a tape no but or there careful.
Oh yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Now listen.
Uh-huh.
You see, and this is a special advice to lawyers and the media, you media guys.
Right.
If you are not careful and you believe in the lies of MPP, you see, knowledge there, you can acquire it too. But when it comes to wisdom, it's a gift. So if you don't have wisdom and you have knowledge, and you are not careful, you follow the lies of MPP, you expose yourself, and people will be laughing at you. For instance, Frank Davis says what? He doesn't believe in the tape. Is that not it?
That's it.
You heard him. He said,
Yes.
Dr. Tape.
Right.
Then now he turns around to say that NDC people should do play the whole tape. You don't believe in the tape, and you are insisting that they should play the whole tape. Or did you hear him say that?
I heard that. Okay.
What sort of logic is it?
I hear you, Papa. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm fine.
Good morning. Heath.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. Talk to me.
Nice. I was very sad this morning for not able to call you this thing.
Oh, sorry. Don't worry. You have opportunity now. Yeah.
This AGL. This AG. I don't know whether he can wake up this morning and said he's going to work. An AG, Minister of Justice. The name Justice, Johnny. Let's find the meaning of justice. And let's consider the audio that NDC played yesterday, that what it did, whether it was justice or it was injustice. AG trying to force a false accusation for somebody should be prosecuted. You know what you are doing is not right. So you ask the person whether he was recording you. Can you imagine? And this NDP, they came to confirm the tape that NDP played. You said the tape is dotted. What is the original tape? This morning you were really hitting on my notes perfectly. I was thinking about the same thing yesterday. I was asking myself the same question. If this one is dotted, where is the original tape?
Okay, thank you.
And
Point well
they
made.
didn't know the length of the conversation. They say it is 26 minutes.
Right.
One is the other. They know the length. So they know that something has gone on between the AG and Justice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh. Go Sami Kawula.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Nagoro.
So Alefi.
Nah. That's you are welcome.
Thank
That
you.
Nagoro means you are welcome.
Empire. Mbo.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Since yesterday, I've not been able to call. But because you are back, I have to call in and also contribute to the program. I think our condition is getting worse. On this issue about the electoral commission, it's just because if some people say this is what we're supposed to be doing, because it's coming from a certain party, they will deny it. You know, the call was first made by the running mate of the NDC.
Right.
That I think the date had to be extended. So because it's coming from that angle, they have to come and say, no, we will not do it. But now, it says both parties As long as I'm calling for extension.
Right.
So she has to head to it and extend the date. And we thank her for doing that. But as we said, the mistakes should not repeat itself again coming to the
Okay.
Going on this addition, what Frank Davis said, Johnny, if you happen to say what Frank Davis said, you will be called to the court for contempt. Why? Because he categorically said that Arthur Forson have caused financial loss to the city.
Right.
In his statement. And if you look at the correspondent, the statement of the spokesperson of the Attorney General, that is collaborate. The statement by the spokesperson, what he comes on air to say. In the beginning, he said they have recording, they have video. At long line, they say, it's not about Arthur Forson, but it's about the meeting at this thing and the sort of visual this thing that they reported. And you add all this together, you don't see head and tail of it.
Okay.
I think they have to respect Ghana.
Thank you very much.
A lawyer of Ghana, the lawyer of Ghana, not MPP.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, boss. How are you, sir?
Johnny, this is Danny from Buchi.
Danny, talk to me, bro.
Yeah. So is the EC going to have another exhibition exercise?
I suspect so.
Because if they don't have it, because most of the voters will be, like, assuming they are supposed to be at polling station A, they will end up being at B. And that will bring a whole lot of mess in this country come 7th December. Because this exercise that they took there, the people will not vote at the district offices, but yet still you registered them there. So from the beginning, this thing, it doesn't go well with me, because we know how this thing will turn out. Confusion. Someone will wake up around 2 a.m., will queue, and later on, maybe in the middle of the day, like around 11 a.m., then the person will not vote there. They have to go to a different place and queue.
I hear you. So exhibition is the way to go. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Greater than Accra, sir.
Jenny, please.
Yes, boss.
I don't know Jane Mensah.
You have to know. You have to know. You have to know. You have to know.
Because I don't know. Like, you came and then you sacked a competent IT team, and you brought a bunch of MPP cronies who know how to use laptop and phones as IT people. Who does data analysis with CorelDRAW? And then you hold a press forum to be saying that they were using. You're not even shy to even say that they are using CorelDRAW. They were using CorelDRAW. Who does that? Tell me, right now the TV3 and 3 News. This means that you have a lot of work to do for us on election day.
Charlie.
Because if you don't report good results for us, this woman is going to plunge this country into something we don't want. Honestly. Because they are incompetent people over there. We all can see.
Thank you
very much, Jenny.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, my tribal chief.
Hey, Scooby Q, how are you?
I'm doing good. With yourself?
Yeah, day for you.
Why is it that the politicians are coming to break us down?
I don't know.
Because there is NDP, National Development Program. They say 2025 or
right. NDPC, National Development Planning Commission.
Yeah.
Right.
I was young when this thing was introduced during Jerry's time, and I'm still old because it was Agenda 2020. What are the developments? We put that one aside. That's the main particular one we're supposed to attack both politics, both parties who have been in power for how many years now? I beg you, let's channel our energy into that one. Because how come in this 21st century it rains more, or 4 of us go to stand at first light, we cry, the place will flood?
I hear you.
From Odoko to first light, the road, they do it today, tomorrow it goes down. If they do it today, tomorrow it goes down. I'm bitter this morning with the NDP. My bro, Charlie, take care. We'll talk later.
Yeah? Good morning.
Thou sayest the Lord.
That says the Lord. Long time no here, my brother. How are you?
Johnny, I did. Yesterday, I issued a stand warning to Helen to tell you.
What has she done?
No, to you. That
hey.
energy should be APSEC, give us 1 week notice. Otherwise, we organize protest against
I beg you. I beg you. I beg you.
Johnny, there's something that is eating my imagination around this whole expose by Japa.
Tell me, let me hear you.
The trial of Ato actually started when the minority rejected or resisted the passage of the e-levy bill. Now, my question is, was the e-levy a bargaining chip for the minority to back down so that they will not try Ato forcing? And if that is the case, is the government suggesting to us that when they identify nation records and these nation records are ready to support them, they will not seek justice for us, the people? Johnny, you get the question I'm asking?
I get it, yeah.
Yes. So, Johnny, it is frightening. So somebody rejected something that you wanted to do. That is when you realize that the person has committed a crime and should be tried. It is strange. And Johnny, the press conference by NDC yesterday was actually to epithet the statement by Japa.
Okay.
I expected NPP to actually address Japa, not NDC.
Okay, thank you very much.
First, his deputy, his spokesperson, and now a whole party marshal jumping to the defense of the most loquacious AG in our history. Johnny, something bigger than the cricket has entered its hole. Johnny, God bless you.
Bye-bye. ABF Husseini Jr. Final caller, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Johnny. Your time is almost up.
Onapo. Charlie, my time is finished, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, talk to me. Oh, Charlie.
Anyway, the issue, I'll keep it short.
Yeah.
Is she not telling us the mistake she did in 2020?
Well, clearly, she's repeating the sins.
Exactly. The same thing they used in 2020. She's using it here. Now she's in court, so she has to come and explain herself that way. I mean, this woman, with even when she says you can't trust her, who she's not even going anywhere. So that's the thing. So we all have to be vigilant. That's the only point. That's all.
Coral draw for data analysis, eh? Let me squeeze this one in. Good morning. Oh, sorry. Well, you lost our game. We will go and make way for AJ Sapon on the 3 Lounge, but make sure that on the is it the 17th, the 12th of June?
14th, 15th. 14th, 15th, and 16th of June 2024.
Baby Fair.
Indeed.
Marina Mall. You got to be there.
See the way I'm applying my lipstick?
Yeah, they're watching you on Facebook.
Yes, indeed. Gotta make sure the lips are well moisturized.
Baby Fair, and you're wearing lip gloss.
Yes, how do you think your babies are made?
So
this is the pre-production.
Guys, we have to go. Julius Logas, Julius Logas, Julius Nikwe Kote, aka Coach Logas. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And also, for Siri, record this one for me. This is a very special one. A seventh